Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hardcore Addiction Show. And today is a payback preview show. And as you know, this music means it's preview show. And we have a lot to talk about tonight on the payback preview show. And we will also have the Shockmaster live also on the radio. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's get down to business. But before we get down to business, um, 2 weeks ago, the death, of course, of Lorna, aka China. If people don't know her, she was a former WWE superstar who passed away 2 weeks ago, and may she rest in peace. And WWE, of course, we're actually going to maybe talk a little bit about that before we get into the payback preview show. WWE had the cojones to pay tribute to China after they fell out. Triple H and China fell out. So the disgrace on the WWE paying. Okay, it's great to pay tribute to somebody, but to not put them in the Hall of Fame, uh, just gone, and all of a sudden because she's dead now, um, what a shame, WWE. What a shame. And also, of course, Prince, who died as well um, last week as well. So, bad timings, unfortunately. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the swing of things. Of course, the payback preview show. And actually, I want to say hello to Dan Oakley and his friends if he's listening. I don't know if he's listening or not, but I'm going to say hello, Dan. How are you? Raise Walls in the mix with Hardcore FM. And I'd like to say hello to Anthony. How are you, Anthony? How are you doing, man? Hopefully you're enjoying the show. And well, let's get into the payback uh, 2016 preview show. And this is a preview show of what's going to happen here tonight on at Payback. We will kick off the kickoff show. This is going to be the kickoff show about an hour before Payback kicks off, and we will get into the United States Championship match. Kalisto as the champion versus Ryback. Who is going to win um, this match? And to be honest, I am going to go with Kalisto again. Kalisto, Ryback bet him, I think Monday night on Raw, but I think Heart of a Warrior, that Kalisto is, I think he is going to beat Ryback as the champion. But as you say, anything can happen. Anything could happen tonight in this match. Now we will move on to the Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. As you know, Baron Corbin, the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania last month, and it was actually a shock because, once again, I'll admit it, I was actually wrong about the Battle Royal. I thought Mark Henry were going to win, but it was an actual shock. But Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin, I will think Baron Corbin. He's a powerhouse, and I think he will beat Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler. He has his time in the WWE. Let the new blood run wild in the WWE. So I reckon that Baron Corbin was going to beat Dolph Ziggler tonight. We move on. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Who will win between these two? Remember, these two were the best of friends. They started NXT together, and I think because Sami Zayn got the break before Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn won the NXT title before Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, I think, got very, very jealous. The fact that Sami Zayn became the NXT champion. And of course, he came out, he attacked Sami Zayn, injured him, and that's when Kevin Owens actually got his break on Raw. So two friends facing each other, two best of friends, and all of a sudden they're best of they're enemies now. So I reckon that Sami Zayn, he's a good he's a good wrestler, and finally there's new blood coming into the WWE. It's not the same as it used to be back when I watched it as a child, but I think Sami Zayn will beat Kevin Owens. So basically that's it. So we will move on to the Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho match. Who's gonna win? To be honest, I think Chris Jericho is gonna beat Dean Ambrose and to shut him up once and for all. Because this all started a couple of weeks ago back on Raw, where Chris Jericho's highlight reel was cancelled by Shane McMahon, and as you know, Shane McMahon wants new talent because basically they're basically saying that Chris Jericho is getting old and he's basically lost his touch, and they need something new to spice up the roster. But I reckon that Chris Jericho will beat Dean Ambrose tonight. But as you know, anything can happen. I could be wrong. So up next, the number one contenders match for the tag team champions, Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy will take on Aiden English and Simon Gott. And obviously the winners will take on the New Day for the WWE Tag Team Champions. What's going to happen? I reckon that Enzo Amore Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy will be Aiden English and Simon Gott to face the New Day. Now I don't know. I'm not 100% sure if after the number one contenders match they will fight on tonight for the tag team titles, or they will be up for grabs tomorrow on Monday Night Raw. So I reckon that Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy will be Aiden English and Simon Gott. So now we move on to the WWE Intercontinental Championship match. The Miz, as you know, is the champion going in to take on Cesaro. So the Miz versus Cesaro. I reckon that because it was sad that Zack Ryder, as you know, won the Intercontinental Champion. It surprised me. He actually won the Intercontinental Champion at WrestleMania, and then the following night on Raw, Zack Ryder lost the Intercontinental Champion, which is I think in WWE's point of view is, why make somebody a new champion at WrestleMania and then knowing the following night on Raw you're going to drop the title. That's just crazy. But anyway, The Miz obviously won the match on Raw, and now he's fighting Cesaro tonight. So who's going to win? And I think maybe we need a change. So I think I reckon The Miz will probably retain it, but I want to change. I want to see Cesaro, the WWE Intercontinental Champion, but I don't think The Miz will drop the title tonight. So I'm going with Miz on this, but Cesaro, I would love to see him as the champion. So we will move on to the WWE Women's Championship match. As you know, it used to be the Divas Championship match, retired on WrestleMania, and they brought out a new WWE Women's Championship, and Charlotte obviously won the match at WrestleMania. So it's Charlotte with Ric Flair versus Natalya, and Bret Hart is actually going to be here tonight. and we haven't seen Bret Hart. Um, what um, what is he going to do? What purpose is he going to be there tonight? Is he going to stop Ric Flair from cheating? As you know, the last couple of weeks, Ric Flair, and Charlotte. Ric Flair, only for Ric Flair, probably Charlotte wouldn't be the champion. But it's great to see Bret Hart back, after his cancer, and it'll be fantastic to see Bret Hart back. He hasn't been on Raw since about a year or so, but it'll be great to see Bret Hart back. So it's Charlotte versus Natalia, and to be honest, it has to happen. It has to happen. I think Natalia is going to win the champion, but we've been saying this for the last couple of weeks and couple of months, because Natalia doesn't really get much of an opportunity. But to be honest, I don't know. It's 50-50 in my eyes, but I think Charlotte probably will retain the title. But I hope Natalia will become the new women's champion. I will be delighted for the Hart family. Moving on uh, is the main event of the evening, and it's the WWE Championship. Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles. Who's going to win? And as you know, AJ Styles has been working for many companies, and obviously New Japan Wrestling, TNA, and now the WWE, and he has won major world championship match titles with TNA and New Japan Wrestling, and I think he was in Ring of Honor as well, if I'm not mistaken. So he has made it all over the world. But what a way to cement his legacy and to his Hall of Fame status. I'm not saying he's going to be in the Hall of Fame anyway soon, but what a way to cement his legacy if he knocks off Roman Reigns here tonight. Now there is speculations that AJ Styles will win. I'm gonna go with AJ Styles. Roman Reigns, I don't know what's going on with the crowd, because all of a sudden he was a fan favorite, and now, as you know, they're turning their back like they done with John Cena, which is uh, crazy, But I reckon what's going to happen is Roman Reigns, he has to turn heel. Now I don't know if he'll stay loyal like John Cena, because it's just crazy. Um, these last ever since the Royal Rumble, and it was the same too. The prior year, he when he won the match at or when he won the Royal Rumble match the previous year, he got billed, and then he got chaired, and then now all of a sudden he's getting billed now. So to be honest, I don't know what is going on with the crowd nowadays. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, Roman Reigns, he is a great wrestler, and as uh, one of my other friends was saying, he's not championship material or WWE championship material. I think he is, to be honest. Because if Seth Rollins can be champion for so many years, for so many months, why not Roman Reigns? And hopefully, I'm hoping down the road, Dean Ambrose will become WWE champion at some stage. So, but anything can happen. But like when I used to watch the wrestling going back in the late '80s, '90s, there was good versus bad. You knew who the bad guys were. You knew who the good guys are. Now the WWE universe, is all over the place. They boo good guys. They cheer bad guys. You know what I mean? It's all messed up. You know what I mean? But what's going to happen here tonight? And as I said, I'm going with AJ Styles. Now, I don't know if anybody out there. I know I'm actually going to bring the Shockmaster in here, and let's see what he thinks about these matches. And also, if he wants to talk about anything else, That's fine. But I'm actually gonna bring in the Shockmaster, of course, and let's see what he thinks. Of course, I'm just getting the phone ready. But let's get the Shockmaster in on this, and let's see what he thinks is going to win.
Hello.
Hello, how are you, Shockmaster? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Hardcore Declan Show, Hardcore FM. Um, I don't know if you've been listening to me rambling on for the last probably 20 minutes or so, but um, what do you think? Uh, what is your debate on these matches tonight?
I'm gonna stop YouTube because I can't. It's on a. I'm talking to you now, and I'm hearing it like 30 seconds later. So hold on for a
Well,
second.
that's why I have the sensor on.
Okay. Yeah, what?
And ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, we have the Shockmaster. As you can hear him in the background, we're just going to call him the Shockmaster. I don't care what people think. Okay, what do you think? I'm sure you've been hearing rambling on for about 20 minutes or so. What is your preview to this show here tonight at Payback?
What is that? Repeat the question. What is what?
What is your what basically who do you think is going to win all these matches? Like I mean, if I go through them, like for example, the United States Championship match, Kalisto as the champion going in against Ryback. Who's going to win? What is your verdict on this match?
Ryback.
Ryback. Okay, so you
Roman Reigns is gonna win.
okay. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in just a moment. Who do you think is going to win between Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin?
Yeah, I'm looking at these right now, actually.
Who? What is your prediction on tonight's Payback show?
More importantly, what's the big announcement going to be by the McMahon family?
Well, I'm about to get to. Well, I'm just gonna go through. What is your prediction? What is your prediction on the Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin?
Let's find out here.
Who is going to win? Is it going to be Dolph Ziggler? Is it going to be Baron Corbin?
Okay, who's the champ? Who's the champ right now?
Well, this is not for any titles. This is just a regular.
Let's talk title matches here, people. Let's do some. Okay, I'm gonna go with Dolph. Just because his name's Dolph, and
So you're gonna go with Dolph Ziggler,
yes.
right? Okay.
These people fighting. There's a tag team matchup right here. Look at that.
Well, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. Calm down, calm down. I know it's your very first show, but so we're gonna move on. Don't worry. We get to the Shane McMahon and Vince McMahon situation in a few minutes. Okay. What is your verdict between who's gonna win between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens?
Well, I would go with Sami Zayn
Sami Zayn. Okay.
myself.
Okay. Right. Who?
I'm not cutting myself up on the WWE. I used to watch it all the time, but I'm not up to speed on a lot of these guys. To tell you the truth.
I know you don't really know these because these, to be honest, these are kind of the new breed of wrestlers. You know what I mean? But okay, we'll go on. We'll go on to. I'm sure you know who Dean Ambrose is. We'll go on to who's going to win between Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho.
I think Chris Jericho's gonna win.
Right. Well, that's what I said. I actually said Chris Jericho's going to win. So this is our opinion show. So you have your opinion. So you think it's Chris Jericho. Okay, I know you don't really know these people. Okay, who is going to win the number one contenders match for the tag team titles? Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy is taking on Adrian English and Simon Gott.
I'm gonna go with the God man.
Okay, so you're going to go with Simon Gott and Adrian English is going to win the number one contenders match, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Okay, so we'll move on, okay? We'll move on to kind of better things. The WWE Intercontinental Championship match. The Miz, obviously, who the Miz is, as the champion versus Cesaro. Who's going to win? Who do you think is going to win?
I think the Miz will retain his championship.
Well, that's where I kind of said that, but I would like. I don't know if you were listening to the show the last couple of minutes or whatever. I would like.
I was on the YouTube, and I had to push, I had to refresh it, and there was you talking. So that's kind of like 4 or 5 minutes ago.
Right. So you didn't hear most of the show.
No, I did not.
Okay. Well, I would like to see. I reckon. I reckon that the Miz will probably retain his title, but I think, to be honest, Cesaro. I'd like to see Cesaro as champion, but I'm going to go with the Miz myself. So, but you're going with the Miz.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. We'll move on. Okay. I know you're not really into the Divas match, but we'll move on anyway. Who do you think is going to win the WWE Women's Championship? Okay. Charlotte, of course, with Ric Flair, of course, Ric Flair's daughter, as the champion going in against Natalya, and Bret the Hitman Hart is going to be with Natalya. And it's great to see Bret Hart back after he had prostate cancer. It's been a year since he's been in the WWE, Bret Hart. So, who do you think? I think Natalya. I'm going here with Natalya right now. But Charlotte, she has that instinct of her dad. And to be honest, I probably get screwed out of it. To be honest,
I think Charlotte with the dad in the corner, because I think Ric Flair will make sure that one way or another she's going to win.
Yeah.
Pull it off.
Now I don't know. Now I as I said, I could be wrong, but I don't know. I just have a funny feeling, right? Whatever happens tonight between this match. Now I don't know, because I'm not psychic, but I just have a feeling that something's going to come out of Ric Flair and Bret Hart. I don't know if Bret Hart can wrestle anymore, or what's going to happen, because Ric Flair, he's an old timer as well. So, but there's speculations of maybe Ric Flair versus Bret the Hitman Hart in the coming weeks.
Well, I think they might show have conflict down there at the ring, but I don't think there's. I think Bret Hart is he's suspecting it's his battle with prostate cancer. So
Yeah.
I would say that nothing too intense. Now maybe they might put the seeds into the ground for something later on down the road, or maybe start some sort of a rivalry. I'm not sure what their demeanor is with each other right now, but I could definitely see that happening. Mostly with Ric Flair, he loves the limelight. I'm sure he wants you back in the ring one way or another. He's already, he's 56 years old. But,
and the rest, and the rest, man. I think he's probably what. I wouldn't be surprised if Ric Flair is probably. I'd say he's probably maybe late 60s.
You think?
I think he's not too far off, because Vince McMahon is 70 years old. So I think Ric Flair is probably maybe 67, maybe if I'm guessing.
Some of them look really young. Just for as old as they are.
Mm.
They must be on that GNC stuff.
Because if you remember now, I grew up watching Ric Flair. I'm sure you probably did, right? I know you're not as advanced as the wrestling today. I know you would have grew up watching Ric Flair, Andre the Giant, so on, Hulk Hogan.
Pioneers.
Yeah, so-called pioneers. Yeah, but so you would have grown up probably practically around my era, or probably before that. Okay, so so you would have been, you'd know about Ric Flair and stuff. So are we going to see now? Which I doubt it, to be honest. Are we going to see maybe a Ric Flair comeback? Maybe one night only or something.
I think he's gonna. The closest he gets to the ring is through his daughter. I think is right now. I just don't. I don't see him. I mean, maybe like some sort of a, some sort of a street type scuffle with Bret Hart or something right there.
Yeah.
I don't see any events going on. They're just too old. He's just too old.
Yeah, yeah.
But I know he loves it. And he puts on a.
Oh, of course. Of course he loves. Like, do you think if Ric Flair was like 10 years younger, he'd be jumping, he'd be styling, profiling all over the ring, man.
Well, he was. Let's go about what 5 or 6 years ago, I think maybe a little bit longer than that. But I mean, he was wrestling. He came over from the WCW, I believe.
That's right. He actually started. That's right. He started his career in the W. People don't realize. People think, oh well, Ric Flair is a turncoat. He turned his back on the WWE to wrestle. He actually did. That's right. He actually started his career in the WCW, and then I think it was the early, probably 90s, he came over to the WWE, and then if I'm guessing, I think it was probably 95, 96, then he went back to WCW.
Yeah.
So people used to. That's right. The Four Horsemen. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So we'll I don't know if do you want to talk about a bit more about Ric Flair or?
No, I mean Ric Flair is. I think he's had his day, and I think that he's a great, like I said, he's a great entertainer. But
Mm. I just somebody just told me, right, because I have an earpiece in my ear. Somebody just told me. I think it was because Roshan she's hooked up to my headset as well. She just told me that Ric Flair is 67 years old. Wow, wow. And to be honest, I know, like, of course, their hair is starting to thin out, but he doesn't. Well, I suppose he has aged a bit, but I just recently, I think it was either last week or the week before, I seen Ric Flair when he would have been in his late WCW days, and then when he came back to the WWE at that time, and when I think he was the general manager, or he was the pre-owner or something like that with Vince McMahon, and you could see how young he was then compared to now. Like, even the 10 is starting to go. You know what I mean?
I mean, that wasn't that long ago, really.
That's what I'm saying. It was only probably say around 2002, just say 2002, 2003, when Ric Flair came back, and it was actually, if I'm guessing, it was actually Triple H who formed Evolution. So you had Triple H, Ric Flair, Batista, and Randy Orton. So even then, he actually looked fantastic, and he probably would have been maybe in his 50s then. Probably late 40s.
Pushing late 50s.
Because even I just feel, even with Hulk Hogan, and you feel like they're never going to die. Like like when I grew up watching Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, like they, in my eyes, they still looked old. You know what I mean? And now, I'm obviously a lot older and wiser, and I'm saying, Jesus Christ, how the hell are they not dead right now?
Well, some are. Some unfortunately lost a few of the greats, or some of the mainstream wrestlers that were popular there.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Well, you know what? I tell you what, we'll get into that just in a second, right? I just want to just one more, okay? I know you kind of touched it on the subject, okay? The last and final, okay, the main event of the evening, the WWE Championship, Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles. I know you said Roman Reigns, but who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? I have to ask you one more time. Who is gonna win between?
I think I'm gonna swing towards Styles.
Well, there was speculations that Styles could be champion.
I put my foot in my mouth and I kind of spoke out of it, but I've been reading a little bit about it. Or,
Yeah.
I've been
Right.
talking and,
Well, there was speculations. Now don't get me wrong. I'm not using any Wikipedia or YouTube or anything like this. Okay. This is just coming. This is coming from my heart, and to be honest, I don't mind coming from my heart because I can admit, say if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I can admit if I'm wrong, I was wrong. A couple of matches for WrestleMania, I was wrong. A couple of matches, I was right, and I'll definitely admit it on the radio show. But there is speculations of AJ Styles possibly becoming the next WWE champion, right? Now, if you know, I don't know if you know AJ Styles. I know a little bit about AJ Styles. He came from New Japan Wrestling. He was in TNA for a while, and as far as I'm aware, I think he was in Ring of Honor, and I think he won the major championships there. So I think he was world champion material if it was TNA, Ring of Honor, and New Japan Wrestling. So what a way to cement his legacy. And I said it earlier on, and I'm repeating myself again. What a way to cement his legacy and Hall of Fame status if he won the WWE champion, because he has other prestigious championships on his belt.
Yeah, he's been there before, so there's no reason why you can't think he's going to be there again now.
Yeah, oh no, it would be fantastic. It would be fantastic. If AJ Styles and if the speculation is true, because sometimes that's why I don't read YouTube, because half the time it's wrong anyway. This stuff comes from my heart. You know what I mean? That speculations that AJ Styles. I could be wrong. Roman Reigns could win the belt tonight. You know what I mean? But I'm going with my man AJ Styles. Because I've watched AJ Styles. And I can admit it. I've watched many. I'm not. I was never always a WWE fan. I'll admit it. I watched TNA. I watched, well, very seldom. If Ring of Honor is on, I'd watch it. And I'd never watched New Japan Wrestling. I just know that he came from New Japan Wrestling to, I think it was either Ring of Honor or I think it was TNA first.
Yes. I've never seen him wrestle, to tell you the truth.
Right. Oh no, don't get me wrong. I seen him wrestling in TNA, and trust me, he is a good wrestler. You know what I mean? So Roman Reigns thinks, oh well, he doesn't have it hard tonight. He will. It will be a hard. I know it's all fiction and fake and stuff like that, but it will be a hard fought match for the two guys tonight.
I'm just looking at this. I can't believe the Dudley Boys are still wrestling. To tell you the truth, I mean,
that's right. They actually came back not too long. I think it was last year or the end of last year or something like that, which was a real shock. But if you remember back, not the Royal Rumble gone, the previous Royal Rumble, I think it was Bubba Ray came. Now Devon wasn't there, but he was in the Royal Rumble itself. Bubba Ray, which at the time, I think he was wrestling for TNA or something like that. And I was like, what the hell? I only just seen him like the previous week on TNA, and all of a sudden he's on the WWE TV. What the hell is going on with this system?
Yeah, I think a lot of them maybe take a break because of the bodies.
Yeah.
Such a beating.
But most of them would go to different promotions anyway. Like people think, because WCW is out of business now, the only wrestling organization is the WWE. People don't realize there's like New Japan Wrestling, there's TNA and Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor and TNA would be probably, I think, as far as I know, it's American. So there's three. I know it wouldn't be on the scale of the WWE or WWF or whatever you want to call it. But there's three wrestling corporations, that are American, and people are just switching from, say, one minute a guy is on WWE and the next minute he's on TNA or he's on Ring of Honor.
Correct.
which is crazy. But on the only thing I could think of, unless they had a deal, back not the Royal Rumble gone, the previous probably would have been 2015 Royal Rumble. Is that right? Or yeah, it would have been 2015 Royal Rumble. Maybe TNA had a deal or something with the WWE to say, okay, look, can we have Bubba Ray for the night or something? Because as far as I know, he was on contract to TNA, unless maybe he lost his contract or something.
Maybe get special permission or something.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking. So, but okay, we'll just move on. We'll it's been an honor. It's been a privilege having you on the show, and I appreciate it. But we'll move on. You want to get to the Shane McMahon thing, or do you want to talk about something else before we get there? Or
I'm not even sure what's going on with Shane McMahon.
Because I just want to it's up to you. Do you want? Because I just want to address this on my show. I know I was talking to you kind of 2 nights ago, or whatever, or sometime last week. I want to ask you two questions. Okay, two questions. Okay. Do you think that Owen Hart deserves to be in the Hall of Fame?
Owen Hart. It's a tough one. I mean, I know that the whole Hart family is, just a dynasty within the wrestling, realm, world, whatever, themselves.
But think about it before.
Owen Hart, I can't really remember being a very big, influential.
Well, yeah, but just think about it, okay?
You think of Hulk Hogan, or you think of the Macho Man, or the Ultimate Warrior, or even Jake the Snake Roberts. I mean,
yeah.
He wasn't that great of a, wasn't.
Well, he was in the Hall of Fame. I think it was it last year, the year before. He was in the Hall of Fame. No, but if you when I say Owen Hart to you now, I don't know, because some people would know and some people wouldn't know. Okay, obviously back in back in 1999, obviously Owen Hart, tragically, unfortunately, fell to his death, and obviously there's been problems around, even nowadays. There's been.
He went off the Raptors or something.
That's right. He fell from the ceiling. That's right, in Kansas City, in the Kemper Arena in Kansas City. And I remember, man, I was only a child. Well, I think it was about 12 or something at the time, something like that. And that really like hit me like my own family, like losing somebody out of my own family. And that's the God honest truth. That hit me like a ton of bricks. But see, the WWE, even now, it's 2016 right now. Okay, this happened back in 1999. Okay, so even now they just barely got a DVD for Owen Hart, right? And apparently the DVD is supposed to be, it's okay. It's not like it doesn't have his best matches on it. It has some matches, but it doesn't have his best matches. But basically, I don't know if you know about the lawsuit that his wife put in and stuff. But I think, to be honest, I think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, and I'll tell you the reason why because his wife got like something like $20 million, right? For, obviously what happened and stuff, right? So why not let what happened, like, don't get me wrong, it's painless, by putting somebody into the Hall of Fame that was tragically cut short, basically. But why not? Because I have a big issue, and to be honest, I would like to maybe talk about it another time, but I have a major issue with the WWE of not, like, they put, all of a sudden China died, and all of a sudden they didn't give a shit about her when she was alive, and all of a sudden, oh, wait a minute, okay, we're going to put her into the Hall of Fame next season or next year or whatever. That's just BS, man. That's just BS, and it actually pisses me off.
I think that since he I think anybody who puts their life on the line for any sport should probably be in the Hall of Fame. I mean,
Of course.
basically he was going to. Well, she can't remember the whole story um, with all the details, but as far as the wrestling was involved, and he was trying to put on a show for the fans, and that in turn made it. But, that's when the wrestling was a huge back in 1990s. 1999, whatever. It was a huge draw. I mean, it's still a big draw, but it's not as big as it was, in my opinion. So he was trying to go above and beyond, and he ended up, going too far, and he died. So I mean, he should be in the Hall of Fame regardless.
Yeah. Oh, of course, man. I've a big issue about it. Okay. We'll move on. Okay. Now, it's up to you if you want to talk about this. I know we've spoken this um another day as well. Because I've a big major issue, and maybe I should maybe bring it up also with the Owen Hart situation. Do you think Chris Benoit deserves to be in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, well, if you ask me just for his wrestling, um, yes, but unfortunately he had the tragic ending to his life and his family's life,
Right.
which he took upon himself to do so. Now, there's with I'm sure the steroids and I mean just like some other bipolar, maybe manic type of things he was diagnosed with in medicine he was on. It made him snap. So he felt like he was probably at the time doing something. I don't think. I mean, doing something was right in his eyes, maybe. But I don't think that he should be in the Hall of Fame at this point in time. I think there's too many people that maybe deserve to be in there.
Right. Now, I done a bit of research last night, and now don't get me wrong. My point of view is still kind of similar, but it's kind of changed a little bit. Okay. Because if you think about it, okay, your professional life and your personal life is two different lives, right? And now, don't get me wrong, professional was yes, but bring your private stuff into your professional thing. I don't think maybe WWE should look at it differently and say, okay, um, and induct him into the Hall of Fame as leave his, don't even mention about what he done, professional career, okay, fine, but then think about it. Then who would induct him if he did get inducted, and then even if they had it say a tribute video or whatever, the first thing you think about is when you hear the word Chris Benoit is, oh my God, this guy killed his family and himself. So it's kind of hot and cold. I think it's hot and cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a hard situation because he's such a great wrestler, but yet you can't do like something like that and be looked upon as somebody who's going to be in the Hall of Fame. So,
yeah.
Maybe someday, but I don't think at this time.
Okay. We'll move on to the. Of course, everybody knows tonight. At Payback, Vince McMahon is going to make his announcement tonight of who will finally run Raw tomorrow night. Will it be Stephanie or will it be Shane McMahon? So we'll find out once and for all who is going to run Raw tonight. To be honest, I think they're going to maybe, if I'm guessing, I think they're going to split the band down the middle and have maybe Stephanie and Triple H running SmackDown or vice versa. Shane running SmackDown and the Authority back on Raw. What's your point of view on this?
I think you're right. I think there's both going to be involved considerably. Seeing that there's so much to do. They have a special event. They have a special event almost every month, and between them they have the whole setting up of the storylines and stuff. They have to keep going with Raw and SmackDown, and I think that there's plenty for him to do. So that it'll be sharing it. He'll make it into a competition or something.
Right. Okay.
For them to make it a bit down and dirty. I think it's going to be within a rival within the family.
Mm. Okay. Well,
That's right. That's right.
like yeah, but
he's always he doesn't really as far as the show part of it, he's always had his family at each other's throats.
Right. Okay. But no, it's great because it kind of brings back that going back before. Because if you remember, all the McMahon family at one stage were on Raw or SmackDown. Now I know Vince McMahon's wife, she kind of phased out of that. It's only really like I thought, to be honest, I never thought I'd see Shane McMahon back. Like if I said to you last year, don't get me wrong, it'd be an idea, it'd be cool to see him back. But if I said to you last year, February, I think it was February something, I can't remember, Shane McMahon is gonna walk out that curtain. You're gonna turn. The first thing you're gonna say is, well, possibly, but maybe you should go back to bed. To be honest.
Okay. Hey, listen, I've got to go.
Right. Okay. Sure. Anyway, it's been an honor to have you on the show, the Shockmaster, ladies and gentlemen. The Shockmaster. If you just joined us, this is the hardcore. This is the Hardcore FM show. The host, of course, Hardcore Declan, and of course, I may as well call him my co-host, my help tonight, the Shockmaster. It's a pleasure and an honor to have you on the show, sir. Thank you very much, and you have a fantastic weekend. I don't know if you're going to watch Payback or not, but if you are, enjoy the show. And
I might have to watch now.
Well, well, it's not on yet, but it's on in about what, I think
like 3 hours.
3 hours or something like that. Yeah, that's right. But anyway, Shockmaster, thank you very much for listening in. And you know what? I'm going to have you.
Don't forget to check me out on Facebook.org. Okay, bye.
Okay, good night, man. You know what? I'm going to have you on my show. If I can, the next time out.
Okay, let me know.
Okay. Sure.
Right,
peace, man. Bye.
Bye.
And ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Shockmaster, of course. Thanks very much for tuning in, Shockmaster. So, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're just about out of time on this Payback preview show. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the event wherever you are. If anybody's listening, I hope I haven't bored you that much. But I hope you enjoy the show, whoever's into the WWE. And peace out, ladies and gentlemen, and have a fantastic bank holiday Monday. And hope you don't drink too much and be hungover. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Hardcore FM show. And Dan Oakley, I will see you, sir. I will see you later on or tomorrow or whatever. But I give you a good shout out all the way from Dublin, Ireland, all the way to Bognor Regis. Dan, get on the beer, son, and don't drink too much. Ladies and gentlemen, good night.